Hello there! Welcome to the channel. In this video retrospective series, I will be reviewing the entirety of the Kingdom Hearts franchise. For those of you who have been living under a rock for the past 20 years, Kingdom Hearts is basically what you get when you mix the Disney and Final Fantasy universes. It's one of the most famous and well-known franchises for a few reasons. The first is its premise, and the fact that it includes characters like Donald Duck, Goofy the Cow, and Michael Mouse, literally fighting for their lives with weapons. The second is the fact that despite its origins, it still has an extremely original and engaging storyline stretching across 13 whole games. And the third is that it is great fun for both kids and grown-ups alike. I was inspired to do this retrospective by other YouTubers that do similar content, like Regular Pat, Jay's Reviews. Both of them inspired me with their hilarious yet informative videos, and I hope to bring justice to the sort of videos that they do with this series. But enough with the introduction. Let's get to the actual video now. In Kingdom Hearts 1, you play as a kid named Sora, who lives on Destiny Islands peacefully with all of his other friends, Riku and Kairi. That is, until one day, a huge storm of darkness hits the island, and Sora is taken away to the magical place of Traverse Town, where he meets Donald Duck, the mage of Disney Castle, and Goofy, the royal guard of Disney Castle. Sora is chosen by the magical weapon known as the Keyblade, and the trio go from world to world destroying heartless monsters, creatures made from the released hearts of people killed by the darkness, and sealing the keyholes of worlds to ensure that no more Heartless can get through. Eventually, the gang goes to a Kingdom Hearts original world known as Hollow Bastion, where they meet Sora's friend, Riku, and find out he is being possessed by the evil scientist known as Ansem, who leads the Heartless and the other Disney villains in order to use the 7 pure hearts of light, which are just the Disney princesses, in order to take over the world and open the door to Kingdom Hearts, supposedly the ultimate power. Eventually, during the final showdown, Ansem opens the door to Kingdom Hearts thinking it's made of darkness and will give him ultimate power, but as Sora proclaims,
Kingdom Hearts is light!
And eviscerates Ansem on the spot. But the door to Kingdom Hearts is still open and causing havoc, so Sora, Donald, and Goofy need to close it, but it needs someone to close it from the other side too, which is where Riku and Michael Mouse come out of nowhere and close the door from the other side, seeing themselves in the land of darkness forever. It's a fairly simple story that any kid over the age of 4 could understand, which I guess is fitting for this kind of Disney game. Of the worlds included, there is Wonderland to represent Alice in Wonderland, Olympus COLISEUM to represent Hercules, Deep Jungle to represent Tarzan, Agrabah to represent Aladdin, Monstro to represent Pinocchio, Atlantica to represent My Little Mermaid, Halloween Town to represent Nightmare Before Christmas, 100 Acre Wood to represent Winnie the Pooh, and finally Neverland to represent Peter Pan. Of all of those worlds, 2 of them in particular stand out to me. The first one is 100 Acre Woods, the Winnie the Pooh world, because you don't get to it by the conventional means of unlocking it in the world map and then flying there. No, you actually get it by visiting Merlin's house in Traverse Town and going to the book that he has in the corner of 100 Acre Woods. And you don't actually get the full world the second you unlock it. You actually have to go from world to world and collect the missing pages of the book to complete it. The second one is Monstro, the Pinocchio world. For this world, also instead of unlocking it in the map, you have to wait for Monstro to come to you. Halfway through the game, you will encounter a split path where you have to choose between Atlantica and Halloween Town. It doesn't matter which way you go, however, because either way, while you are trying to travel there, Monstro will come out of nowhere space and swallow the spaceship along with Sora, Donald, and Goofy, and the entire Pinocchio world takes place inside his stomach. The gameplay in Kingdom Hearts 1 is extremely simple, and all you have to do to beat the game until about halfway through is literally just match the A button for Xbox users. I'm not joking, it's that easy. Sure, you gain magic spells throughout the game and can map them to a shortcut so that when you hold down the left trigger button, your attack will change and you can fire off different attacks to deal different kinds of damage. But that's really just if you want to have spice in your game, or if you want to get through the game extremely quickly. All the game amounts to most of the time is literally just get close to the enemy and then mash until dead. Move on to the next enemy and rinse and repeat. If that wasn't easy enough, the right trigger button gives you a lock-on command. This lock is similar to the kind that you would find in a game like Legends of Zelda Skyward Sword, just without the locked movement. When you lock onto your enemy, you are completely free to jump, slash, guard, and shoot off spells. And if that wasn't easy enough, any sort of spell that shoots off, like fire for example, will track the enemy. You can literally be anywhere in the room, and as long as you're in lock-on distance, all you have to do is mash LB and Y with a full magic bar, and literally anything that you're trying to kill will die almost immediately. The actual movement in the game is exactly like how you think it would be. You use the left stick to walk and move around and run, and use the right stick to use the camera and look around. The attack, command, dodge, and jump buttons differentiate depending on what console you're using, but stay the exact same throughout every single Kingdom Hearts game to be created. However, there is one single world that completely changes your movement controls. That world is the My Little Mermaid world, Atlantica. In this world, Donald used his magic to change the way that Sora, Donald, and Goofy look upon entry of the world. Sora becomes a mermaid, Goofy becomes a turtle, and Donald becomes an octopus throughout the entirety of Atlantica. The jump button is replaced with the swim up button, and to swim down, you press on the left stick. But Umbrihog, you may be asking, doesn't that make the entire world feel janky and not fun to play? Yes it does. Atlantica is many players' least favorite world for many reasons, and everybody hated it when it came back in Kingdom Hearts 2 later on, for many reasons. But the main one was how horrible and inconsistent the controls for that world were. It was extremely more difficult to play the game during this world, because players now had to think in 4 dimensions instead of 3, because they also had to swim up and down. Also, the dodge button was completely replaced with the swim faster button, so there was no more perfectly timing dodges. If you didn't move out of the way fast enough, you were getting hit. No questions asked. This next part is extremely short, but I still felt like mentioning it in the retrospective. In between worlds, you did not, in fact, just teleport from place to place. In fact, the space in between worlds, known as the lanes in between, is more comparable to just space. So how did Sora, Donald, and Goofy get around to each world without teleportation? Answer, the gummy ship. In this world, Chip and Dale from Disney are actually the head mechanics for Disney Castle. And at the beginning of the game, along with Jiminy Cricket, they lend you their spaceship known as the gummy ship. Whenever you want to travel to a new world you haven't been to before in this game, you must board the gummy ship and play a Space Invaders style beat 'em up in the middle of nowhere space, in which you beat up heartless spaceships. You know, they say multiple times in the series that heartless are mindless beings that are incapable of that. So, how are they able to pilot literal spaceships, which most have to go through years of training to get the chance of doing? I have no idea. Perhaps all those spaceships aren't actually heartless spaceships, and instead the ships of those Disney characters who had their worlds destroyed, and are just trying to fly to Traverse Town. Who knows? The answer could be anything. Years later, when Tetsuya Nomura, the creator of Kingdom Hearts, finally realized how janky it was to play the Kingdom Hearts games, and that you literally had to own every single video game console on the planet to be able to play them all, he finally decided to make a big collection of Kingdom Hearts games for the newer consoles. But instead of literally just porting the games to a new collection, he decided to completely revamp them, and give them better graphics, better controls, and new content, like new Keyblades to collect, and a final boss that alluded to Kingdom Hearts 2. What did he call this new game? Kingdom Hearts 1 Final Mix. In this version, This is the version that I played Kingdom Hearts for the first time on, and honestly, I had no idea I was playing a remake. I thought this was just the first thing made for this game when I bought it for Kingdom Hearts 1.5 to 2.5 remix pack for Xbox One. So anyways, let's move on to the next topic. Is there anything to do with the game after you beat the main story? I don't know about the original game, but as for the final mix version, there is plenty of things to do after you completely eviscerate Ansem in the end of the world. Most people like to go around and collect every single material that you can find in order to unlock the greatest and strongest Keyblade in the game. This Keyblade is called the Ultimate Weapon. The Ultimate Weapon is an absolute beast of a Keyblade and will literally tear through any boss's health bar in less than 5 seconds. And the best part about it is that it's not even isolated for the end of the game only. As long as you can get all the synthesis materials needed to create it, which actually happens pretty early on, you can get it at about halfway through the game at the first visit to Hollow Bastion. Add that to the list of reasons why Kingdom Hearts is easy. Like I said earlier, in the final mix version, there are a few things added, but the main one is a mysterious figure boss fight that you encounter when you revisit Hollow Bastion after completing the game in the final mix version. I won't say exactly who he is because I don't want to ruin the chances for it to be a surprise for anyone who actually wants to play the games. But let's just say that he's the main antagonist of Kingdom Hearts 2. It's pretty crazy how they were able to call forward to something like that. Okay, before I finish off this retrospective, I just want to confess something that I've been keeping to myself this entire time. And it's the fact that I actually did not finish Kingdom Hearts 1. I know. What the heck, Orin? You said you finished the game. You said you played it. Well, I would like to quickly state that I actually never said that I finished the game, nor did I ever claim I was good at it. You know what makes the fact that I never beat it even more humiliating? The reason. The reason that I never finished Kingdom Hearts 1 is that I could not get past a singular boss in particular. You're probably wondering what that boss was right now. Maybe it was Second Form Ansem. Maybe it was the final boss rush immediately before Ansem. Maybe it was actually the very final boss and you're just ashamed because you were so close to finishing the game and never could. No, sadly no. The reason that I could never finish the first Kingdom Hearts game was because of the Chernobog. It is literally one of the easiest hard bosses in the entire game, and I have literally seen so many people beating it within 1 minute or something like that, or on their first try, and then just moving on. But for some reason, I never could. It is extremely embarrassing for me, and I was actually planning on taking this in my heart until the grave. But I guess when you make YouTube videos, you kind of sacrifice any sense of privacy. In conclusion, Kingdom Hearts and its entire series is extremely fun, and my favorite video game series of all time. This was my very first video essay that I've ever written or made, and I look forward to making plenty more in my time, especially ones about Kingdom Hearts and the rest of the franchise that I didn't do in this video. So keep on the lookout for my next video essay if I ever decide to make one about Chain of Memories. Please don't forget to like and subscribe and comment and share and do all of that crap, because I literally have 17 subscribers right now, and I know it sounds like I'm begging. That's because I am. Subscribe, please. I'm desperate. Alright, well, that's all for today, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.